It's me, Ritika Kiwari from Interview Team 3. Today we have a very special guest here, Ritika Dale. She has been very active in the TS Moon from grade 7 and now she's the chair of unit committee. So would you like to introduce yourself?
So my name is Ritika Dale and I am the chair of UNEP committee.
Okay, would you spare your time to answer some questions? Sure. Okay, let's start. How are you having a good interaction with all the delegates in your committee? Did you meet your expectations?
My committee in the first session was extremely active. However, in the second session, my committee was rather passive. So the delegates didn't quite meet my expectations in the second session.
What did they do to not meet your expectations?
My delegates didn't quite debate in the second session, and they were rather quiet during the GSL and during the moderated caucus. The only time they were active was in the unmoderated caucus.
Do you have any feedback for test moon? If there are any problems or struggles you have faced, what did you do to solve them and who helped?
Since many new conducts like presidential speech and GA has been introduced in TSM in 2024, I suppose the delegates are having quite a hard time getting used to all these conducts. So to improve this whole thing, I think a effective orientation session should be conducted in each of the committee. And for this, I took the help of SecGen, our respected designated committee teachers, and my DIAS panel.
As a DIAS member, if you see the delegates is facing a problem but couldn't speak for it, how would you help them?
As a DIAS panel of UNEP committee, I have been organizing feedback sessions each and every day at the end of each practice session. So in this platform, the delegates will have a safe place for expressing all their opinions. So I suppose that the delegates will not have a hard time.
How would you make a safe place for them?
So all the opinions of delegates will be respected in the feedback sessions, and every opinions will be heard by us. And if there are any cases of bullying or any uncomfortable cases, we will address them to the committee and make possible consequences.
How does the panel make sure that there will be no biasness or favoritism in the committee?
Of course, all the delegates are not active in the committee. There are some exceptional cases. So to minimize these exceptional cases, we have been prioritizing the passive delegates. So maybe in this case, we have been quite biased. However, this is for the smooth running of the committee.
If a delegate has not spoken in any sessions of your committee, as a DIAS member, what is your role and how would you help them?
If any delegates hasn't spoken in the committee, then we would encourage the delegates to give questions and comments in the GSL, and we will also try to include them in the moderated caucus resolution and directives.
What qualities have you prioritized as a DIAS? Why do you think it is necessary to be a part of?
As I have been leading the UNEP committee, I think that being a leader has been prioritized by me. I have been quite disciplined and I have been quite dedicated to my work as a chair. So I think I have gained all these traits.
In the committee, when the ideas were being discussed, were there any issues in a realistic manner or are the debates drifting in impractical solutions?
Of course, not all ideas in the committees are same. There have been some drift in the issues, so to ensure that we have been preparing resolution. However, my committee has always been preparing only one resolution, since after each crisis or after each discussion, they come to one common solution.
How do you help them for resolutions?
So we have been slide showing the format for resolution, and we have been explaining each and every vocabulary for resolution, and time and again asking all the delegates if they have any problem making any kind of resolutions.
Have there been any instances where you felt the committee dynamics were negatively affected by some personal conflicts or alliances between the delegates, and how did you address them?
Yes, of course. In the first session, the delegate of Russia was quite cornered by other delegates, and I think that it's due to personal conflicts. So that's why the alliance in the committee was also quite disrupted. So to ensure this, we had punished the delegates and ensured that the delegate of Russia was in a safe place.
So, moving forward, have there been any instances where you felt the committee dynamics were negatively affected by some personal conflicts or alliances between the delegates, and how did you address them?
So in my committee, there was quite a personal conflict. So the delegates were accusing each other personally. So that's why we had given them possible consequences in the committee by either suspending or either not letting them speak in the committee for designated time.
When a majority of delegates seem to agree on an issue, do you ensure that minority opinions are still given a serious?
Yes, of course. The minority of concerns are also addressed in minority. The delegates which are debating in minor issues will continue the debate, while the delegates debating on the major issues will continue to debate in the major issues.
Lastly, are you confident that the regulations being drafted will have a meaningful impact due to inappropriate language?
My committee has always made only one resolution, which is quite meaningful, I must say, as it is their second time, as it is their second chance in TS Champion. I think that they haven't used any inappropriate languages in resolution and have always come to a common ground.
How would you punish them if they use inappropriate language?
Of course, as a judge panel, we cannot beat them or verbally abuse them. So in order to give them the designated consequences, we either suspend them from the committee or we either cut their marks in that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.